Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having an awesome day. I'm Craig, your average tech fan, and today we're going to talk about powered gimbals of various sizes. In this episode, we're going to compare just two against each other. A very small one meant for your phone. It's called the Osmo Mobile 2. That's this one right here. It's meant to put your, well, I have an iPhone 10, and it keeps it stable. It gives you that silky smooth video footage. Now the iPhone 10, many of the modern phones have amazing cameras on this side, on that side, but not on this side. So if you're vlogging and you're trying to use the selfie camera, it doesn't have in-body image stabilization, so it ends up being very shaky. I learned that when Janice and I were on the cruise ship and we had to use this as our vlog camera, and we didn't realize till we got home that every time we vlog with the front-facing camera, every movement is exaggerated. So I went out and bought this Osmo Mobile 2, and as you'll see in a second when Janice and I go walking in the forest, it does an amazing job of stabilizing it. The other one we compared at the same time was my other gimbal, which is a Crane-M. So it's Zhiyun Crane is the make, but there's a bunch of different classifications of the Crane. This is the M, which means mobile or small. You could put phones on it. There is a phone mount for it, or you can use small vlog cameras like this. I have a I have a G7X Mark II, which is my vlog camera, which would be perfect for this. But I've actually used my GH4, which is my mirrorless full-size camera. And it just barely fits on here in the space allowed. And I've been able to use it, and that's what I'm going to use in this episode with Janice. I'll be carrying the GH4 on the Crane-M, and she'll be using the Osmo Mobile 2 with my iPhone. So that's coming up. What's going to come in a future episode is something really exciting, because the camera I'm filming on now is my favorite camera, which is the Panasonic GH5, and I like to use big lens cameras like my Sigma 17-35 or my Takina wide angle lens. They're big lenses, they're heavy. I use a Metabone speed booster, it adds a lot of weight. Needless to say, that camera, my favorite camera, will not fit on the Crane-M. So I ordered, and today it just showed up. I got the Crane 2, which is Zhiyun's biggest pistol grip motorized gimbal. And there you go. I haven't even opened it, so I'll do a totally different episode on that gimbal, and I'll show you how it works with my GH5 with a big lens with my shotgun microphone on top, all on a gimbal to show you silky smoothness with everything you need. That'll be coming up on a future episode, but for this episode you're about to see, it's just the Osmo Mobile 2 and the Zhiyun Crane-M. Check it out. Hello everybody.
Again.
Welcome back to Average Tech Fan. We're going to do a little test here. This is Janice, of course, if you remember from the last episode, my wife Janice.
Hello.
And we're going to take a little walk in the forest behind us here, or behind the camera, and we're going to show you the difference between this is the iPhone 10 that we have it on now, and we're doing the front-facing camera. And what did we learn when we were on the cruise ship?
Very rickety and jiggly.
Yeah.
Just holding it by hand.
Yeah. If you hold it by hand, it's not image stabilized. The back camera is, which was good. It was very shaky if you tried to hold it with your hand. I have it on an Osmo Mobile 2, and we have another gimbal over there, the Zhiyun Crane. I don't know if you can see it over there on the rock. And so we're going to walk through the forest. We're going to show you a little bit of what it looks like with a gimbal and without. You're going to see a noticeable difference, especially on the iPhone 10. All right, so this is going to be the one she holds on to. Okay, so I'm recording with the Zhiyun Crane, watching Janice, and she's recording with the Osmo Mobile 2.
It overcorrects. It's like sailing.
It overcorrects. So there we go. So she'll walk with that one and I'll walk with this one. And you'll see it's pretty smooth considering she's filming me. You'll see I'm just walking like a normal person. I'm not trying to be too stable. And she's walking like a normal person too. Now I'll follow you. You go first. And she's walking with the Osmo Mobile 2, just like a normal person. And we'll see what the footage looks like. Hello. So, this is us just walking normally.
Should have worn our billy boots.
Yeah, it's a little muddy. Now, because I have the GH4 on a gimbal, I do not have my shotgun microphone on top. So this is just the sound coming out of the camera. Probably not the best sound. If it was windy, you would definitely hear the wind noise, but it's not windy. So now, Janice, you've been walking with the outside camera. Now we'll change it to the selfie camera. So hit stop. So now Janice is going to walk and talk to the camera at the same time.
We'll see how
it looks.
How this goes.
If
There's
we
Craig.
did this handheld, it would definitely look jittery.
I can see me bouncing. So I don't know if the camera is also bouncing.
There you go. That's a hell of a lot smoother than if you did it by hand.
Yeah.
What we'll do after this is we'll take the camera off the gimbal and we'll show you what it would look like if Janice held the camera out and talked to it.
I'm gonna turn it around and see how it looks this way with that front-facing camera.
Front-facing camera, yeah.
Lesser quality than the back-facing camera.
Oh, such a beautiful day. Okay, and the way I do selfie is I triple tap you can point that towards me so you can see. If I triple tap, it turns around and I do selfie this way. Now I can't see, because my screen's not flipped out, I can't see what the camera has, but I can tell by the lens pointing right at my face that it's definitely in frame, and then you can see Janice back there. And then if I triple click again, it turns back around. There you go. Now with the Osmo Mobile 2 that she has, oh, you can turn it around the other way. So it's, with the thing with her, she has to stop recording for it to switch modes from front camera to back. So you'd have to.
This is working just fine. There's no difference in how I hold it.
The camera quality is crappier.
Okay, I'll turn you around.
So to show them, so she has to hit stop on the recording, and then she has to change the lens. Yeah, so now it's the outside camera, and now hit record again, and there you go. So now she's recording with the better camera on the back. And how does it look image-wise on your screen comparatively? Better?
Sure. I couldn't see the other image.
Oh, because of the sun?
Well, no, because it was facing the other way.
Yeah. This is why you don't shoot forward with the front-facing camera. Anyways, so now what we're going to do now is we're going to stop, and we're going to take that camera off that, and then you're going to walk with it and try and do a selfie.
Hold it in my hand. What's going to happen is it's going to be jittery, and my fingers will be in front of the camera.
From time to time, she tends to do that. We both tend to do that. You wrap your fingers around this lens. This lens here is the better lens, but of course sometimes you hold it by curling your fingers around the outside of the camera or the phone, and then you end up getting your fingers in the shot. So you want to do it? Okay, so you have to turn it sideways like you would normally. Record. All right, and then start walking and talking and see how it, or just talk to it while you're holding it out. You're going to see the jitter.
Okay, so let's see how this goes.
Now she's going to walk.
We won't be doing this for very long because it's hard. I mean, it's tiring. But yeah, I could definitely see my bump around. Oh, for sure, it sucks.
Very jittery, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
I look like a bobblehead.
So that's the trick of having this Osmo Mobile 2, is that it can take selfie video while you're moving and doesn't make it completely crappy looking.
So yeah, so definitely better with the gimbal. So now we're going to do the other side. I'll turn you off.
Okay, so now she's walking with the outside, the back-facing camera, which is the better one. It's got image stabilization, so it's better.
No gimbal.
No gimbal. So definitely would be better with the gimbal, but just as a test to see, like a lot of people walk around with their phones recording, and this is what it would look like. And I'll do the same thing now with this camera. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take my GH4, which is on this Zhiyun Crane-M gimbal, and I'm going to just take it off and walk with it as if I'm vlogging myself handheld and see how it looks. Okay, so here's me holding the GH4, just walking with it at the end of my hand. Janice is keeping me on camera to show you how I'm walking. So I'm just walking normally with the camera out, and I can already tell it's very jumpy. I'll turn around because people are on the trail behind me. And again, just walking normally with my arm extended. And you can tell definitely the gimbal is a much smoother way to film yourself. That's it for now, I guess, eh? Good test back and forth. Definitely I can tell the image is crappy hand holding it.
Smells really good in here.
So now we're just going to do our normal walk that we were planning to do, and we're just leave the gimbal on. We've pretty much proven that no gimbal sucks.
Crap.
Right. So let's go for a walk with our gimbals. Get some footage.
Dream up a world of pirates, climb the highest tree, fall down. Mama, I'm fine, don't worry.
As you can see, the ground is not very level, so it's impossible to do the old duck walk where you're trying to be super smooth. So if this footage comes out good, you know the gimbal is doing its job, because I'm stepping over rocks and roots and just generally a very uneven surface. Hey, Janice?
Sorry. That one I'd bring my mom. Not a walk I'd bring my mom on.
No, my mom either.
Trip on everything.
Uneven ground. Yeah, uneven ground is the enemy of elderly people. Okay, there's a trail over here. And again, doing my selfie cam. Try not to kill myself by looking at the camera and walking over rocks at the same time. The only thing with the GH4, it's not image stabilized, unlike my GH5, which is. So I kind of think this camera needs a gimbal. The only thing is you flip the screen out when you're doing a selfie and it's going to unbalance the camera. You have to rebalance it. And my GH4 is already pushed over as far as it can on the mount. So I think I would need a bigger gimbal if I was going to do that, because this gimbal is already maxed out with this payload and the width of the area to hold. So, I mean, selfie is fine as long as you don't have a screen that you need to look at yourself. But I think it's more used for this, where you're doing it away from yourself. But in a pinch, it can be used as a selfie stick. Nice though. It's nice to get out. The weather is finally cooperating. So she's doing the selfie on the iPhone X on the Osmo Mobile 2, and I'm doing the selfie over here on the GH4 on the Zhiyun Crane-M. It's hard to keep track of all these names. But let's just conclude here. It's way better to have a gimbal. Especially for cameras that do not have image stabilization, like the iPhone X, in this case, the front-facing camera, or the GH4 just in general, because it doesn't have in-body image stabilization. So,
I'm still bad at the gimbal.
yeah, she still has problems with her left and right. Let me just turn around. She keeps turning it left when she wants to turn it right. Yeah, she's got a little practice.
The learning curve.
It's a little learning curve. Okay, we don't want to keep holding these things and filming while we walk, so we're going to turn them off. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If so, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the Average Tech Fan channel. And also, if you want to see more of Janice, subscribe to the Cruising Off Duty channel, which is more of a sailing vlog channel.
I'm not technological.
She's not very techie. I'm the tech
Expect
fan.
to be in many of these episodes.
Yeah. All right. Have an awesome day. What's that? Oh, another snake. Oh. Snaky. Wakey.
I would pick them up, but they stink.
Right by my shadow. There he
You don't
goes.
see him.
There he goes. There's that path that goes away, and there's this path that goes back, I'm assuming. Like, we're way off the path. We're not even on a path anymore. We'll make our way back to the path.